Check out great deals throughout the store at Safeway. This week at Safeway, get mega packs of USDA Choice boneless beef chuck roast for $3.97 per pound with digital coupon, limit 2 packages. Plus, Hass avocados are 10 for $10 member price. And get Fuji apples for just 77 cents per pound with digital coupon. Also this week at Safeway, get selected varieties of Lucerne milk gallons for the member price of $3.99 each when you buy 2. Visit Safeway.com or head into your local store for more deals.
Well, here we are, about to wrap up December and about to jump into the new year. And isn't it amazing, too, because, like, when the new year rolls around, you still see people complain about the same old problems. It's amazing. As you upgrade, then all of a sudden you still got to pay on the same damn bill. And then, of course, you know, there's always that whole thing where people are upset at the holidays. They're upset about a lot of things, and you know what? Ain't nobody gonna give a damn about it. Well, that is until now, because welcome to the J-Man Show here on
J360 Radio!
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hey, how's it going, J360 Legion? What is up? Welcome to the J-Man Show for 283, and I am your host, J-Man, of course, and it is still the holiday season, and let me just go ahead and start off by saying I finally got my shopping done. Yes, it is finally over, and I will never have to do it again until next year, you know? But even then, I think I might just take Christmas off, you know what I'm saying?
Don't believe him.
Yeah, not by a long shot, man. You know what I mean? Them kids and all the other stuff, they ain't gonna let me have that one. And note, they're not my kids or anything, you see what I'm saying? That's the next generation out there, though, you know, family members and stuff like that. But I'm gonna tell you this, though. All in all, I gotta admit, it's been kind of, the vibe for the holidays have been kind of off. And I mentioned this on the mini bites yesterday. But to tell you the honest truth, though, I'm happy that we're here. You know why? Because of all this crazy stuff and how, like, the remnants of 2022 are here. There's no more 2022 after this. Unless we bring in all the stuff over to 2023. I know how a lot of y'all are like, don't claim this as your year. Don't do all this. Shut up, damn it. See, let me just tell you this. Of all the stuff I went through and of all the clarification and where I'm at as a person these days, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for that. I'm ready for 24. I'm ready for 25. I'm ready for it all. Just give it to me. You know what I mean? And even then, I got to hit 40 eventually. So, yeah, I ain't going to be worried about what I don't have and all that kind of stuff. You know, it just gets on my nerves when people do that crap. They go ahead and they make everything all extra about stuff. And I'm just like, what about the things that make you happy? Has anybody really taken the time to break away from social media or to break away from, like, looking at other people on the outside looking in and, like, really look inwards at themselves and think about what really makes them happy? You know? I have. And I'll tell you this, like, quite a lot of the things that I have done to get to this point, the fact that this show has been on for 7 years, the fact that we are doing more seasons, and, like, got bigger and better things on the horizon, not to mention more J360 TV stuff. And then there's also the movies themselves. Like, things have been pretty good, you know? Now, there's been a few plot twists that came up in here on me this year. I mean, like, you know, a week ago and all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah. But, you know, there were a lot of people that were really hoping that I wasn't even going to follow through with my plan on moving and stuff. That I wasn't going to follow through on, like, anything that I told you guys about as I made this show and all the other shows. You know? And then I really thought about it. I was like, wow, you don't think that I put all the efforts in on this stuff and then I'm going to go ahead and hang it up just because something that I didn't want to happen happened, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it is about people, but I do realize this, that, you know, oh, who am I kidding? Of course I know. It's called envy. It's called, like, you know what? Success scares people. Success scares people more than failure, but you see, the thing about failure is you have to get accustomed to failure anyway because you see that most of the time, but you got to realize this, you're failing forward. Like, even if, like, real failure is just keeping yourself in a box or sitting there saying, dang, I wish I was more outgoing. I wish I met more people. I wish I was a parent. I wish I was this. You didn't make any good on that stuff, did you? And even if you did, like, the one time it bites back and it doesn't go well for you, oh, you're like, F this, I'm out, right? It's amazing because, see, like, around my generation and the generation that follows me, people do that. They do that one and done kind of crap. And I get it. In some circumstances, it does work for you. But in other circumstances, you really don't know that because, like, when you slam the door on something, you didn't give it a chance to grow, it's not going to be anything. You know what I mean? It's just more or less a puff and win. And the truth is that, like, you want to go ahead and ride the waves on things, especially when they mean something to you. And that's why, like, sometimes when I look at people be hard on other people about their relationships or about, like, you know, whether they celebrate Christmas or not, or whether they celebrate Hanukkah or not, or whether they celebrate Kwanzaa, any of that kind of stuff, it's just like, you know, it's just a rule that's not in your house. Why are you so upset about it? You know, if you want to Grinch and Scrooge all you want to, then go do it in your little area of the woods and all that kind of stuff. Because at the end of the damn day, it's like, you know what? I realize this. I'm on borrowed time anyway. Just like you. And I'd rather not go ahead and sit here and, you know, dump my problems down on people all the time. Or try to make it seem like, you know, pining and whining for somebody will bring them back. That's not going to do it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, when I knew that ended, I was like, hey, whatever, moving on, doing my own thing. Because, see, here's the thing. I also remember what I do have in contrast to what I don't have. See, some of y'all are still worried about that one person that, you know, didn't give you a shot in high school. And or that one person that, you know, my first love will come back. Disney told me it would. So while you're still lying and basing yourself and all that kind of stuff, I just want to allow you to realize this. Not everybody's going through that same pace as you are. And then at the same time, you know, life is for living, so you should just live it. You should just go ahead and just do all the things you said you was going to do. Like, even with my main goal about stuff, I'm still going to go for me. I'm still going to be over there, regardless of who's in the car with me or not. You know? Like, building this production company was not easy, but it's been rewarding in other ways. And plus, the more I keep doing it, the more I keep seeing, like, people for who they are. If you're like them real ones that are there, been there throughout it all, whether I'm doing like a very, very hot take episode or not, then you know what? You've been about the J360 Legion. If you're one of those seasoned fans that just like me to go ahead and make a off-color joke or just go ahead and just say things that are funny, like kind of like how you look at some people and say, hey, I'm just here to watch so-and-so run with a football. You know, that's your bag. But I do what I got to do on this show and on any of these shows and networks, anything that I appear on. You know, like I have a point of view too. You don't need to unmake me as a person for it. You don't need to go at me all, hell and vigor just because I tell you something you don't like to hear. This is conversation. This is not personal on that level. And even if it hurt you a little bit, maybe you should learn why it hurt you. You understand what I'm saying? And I try not to go ahead and, you know, hurt too many feelings, but I don't mind kicking a few asses. You see what I'm saying? Especially the way I go about things. But you see, the thing about it is the holiday season, so let's just try to be civil. You know? Like, even as I think about it, like, a lot of great things happen in the holidays for me. I've been pretty fortunate, you know? Like, even a lot of the game consoles that I have hooked up, you know? I got them from Christmas, you know? Like, well, I didn't get the PS4 for Christmas, and I got the PS5 during Valentine's, and I got, like, the Xbox Series X during birthday, but that doesn't matter, all right? What I'm saying is that there was a lot of great things that happened. I remember getting Street Fighter 2 Turbo and the SNES for Christmas. You know, just sitting there, just playing those games and just like getting away from it all. You know what I mean? I didn't care about school or nothing, you know? When you're a kid and you go right to where the living room is and you see like your packages and all under the tree, and then like the look on your parents' face as you're opening them up, knowing darn well we better appreciate this, otherwise they're gonna be looking at us like, so you think you can dictate stuff, huh? You know? Like, I just enjoyed my time with it, man, you know? As a kid growing up into who I am, you know what I mean? Like, I never really had traumatic issues. Well, except that one time when I was growing up and I got in fights a lot during December. But you know what, though? Them other kids deserved it, and I didn't mind beating the piss out of them. For some reason, people like to want to fight me in December for some reason. I was like, damn, you know, November and the rest of the months were over there. Like, you couldn't wait to try to mess with me and fight with me around, like, the end of the year, right? Okay, well, let's give you a show. I left them black and blue every damn time I could. And after a while, it was like, you know, it was almost like a rite of passage, too. And this is when I was in middle school, you know what I mean? That whole thing I told you about fighting the whole 7th grade, that wasn't a lie. That was actually day to day in December, you know? See, and this actually breaks that whole romanticized version that people that come from a good home don't necessarily become bad people or actually get a bad reputation. Yeah, that's a lie. I came from a good home, but here's the thing. I'm not going to let people kick my ass. Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, like I say, I'm a good man and all that stuff, but I'm not a nice guy to the point where I let society go ahead and kick me in the chin. And even if I did, I don't let them kick me in the chin a second time. It's one of those things to remember and words to live by. It's like, because like, there's this whole stupid rhetoric out there nowadays where it's like, I don't know, between men and women, or like between like man to man, you know, something that like if you're a very nice person and all that kind of stuff, people want to take advantage of you. People want to go ahead and try to ruin your time and stuff like that. Little did you realize that some people are just as well, they can twist that stuff around and go ahead and get you with the knife. See, the thing about it is I'm always going to fight for me. I'm always going to fight for the brand. I'm always going to fight for what's important, you know? But I'm not on that level where, like, I could be easily pawned and duped. That's just not the way it is. Believe me, I notice you when you come in and you're not really about anything. Or you got to go ahead and do your fake outrage, or you got to go ahead and do all of that extra right there, because I can cut right through an argument. Had a lot of practice doing it growing up. And the worst thing about it is that when you catch somebody and they are so shocked and stunned, they can't say anything to you. I love that crap, because I'm like, you know what? All right, I'll go back and do what I got to do then. And carry on. But yeah, like I said, December was like that, like, for me anyway. But, you know, like, a lot of y'all probably go through harder stuff. And as I said before, we don't have a real estate on pain. We don't have a real estate on trauma, okay? Because everybody goes through different things all the time. You can be at your lowest low now, but you can still find something to be happy about. You can still find something to actually enjoy the season about. You understand what I'm saying? It's just like when I was playing Shenmue the other day. And, you know, they have a section in there when it's like Christmas, because the storyline does happen around December. And I was like looking around, I was like, you know what, this is great. Because like they had the whole city decorated out in Christmas style. And they even have a Santa Claus walking through the street, you know, that you can talk to. And I looked at that, I was like, even though how you go about Santa is how you go about Santa, but it's just felt right, you know what I mean? That's the thing about Christmas. It just feels like it's a whole other world. But even though Christmas is an amalgam of different things, and a lot of time it's like because people shop for it and stuff like that. And once again, remember when I said something about obligations and like requirements? I said this a long time ago, and I said it throughout this whole entire series' run. There's nothing in the rule book that says you have to buy anybody a damn thing for Christmas. You can celebrate Christmas out of many, many reasons. Like I do all the time, because it's like this. Guess what? Like I don't have to get you anything. I can make you something. I can put on a great show for you. I could go ahead and do like back-to-back Jams episodes if I wanted to, but I'm not doing that because, well, then what's the point of Jamiversary? But the point is, it's like, you think about it, right? What makes you happy about this time? Like, find something inwards and then, like, make it grow into something, When some people are like, I'm just not about Jesus. I really like Christmas because of that. We don't have to celebrate Christmas with the religious aspects to it. I mean, to be fair, if we actually realized the good book, it was cold that night, but it didn't say a damn thing about it happening in December. Matter of fact, they probably didn't even have the 12 months back then, so it's like, you got to think about this stuff, for instance. And not only that, who's to say, like, there isn't no contradictory messages in terms of, like, content anyway, because take a look at the Flintstones. Whenever they have, like, a Christmas special, what exactly are they celebrating religiously anyway? Exactly. It's just, it's very interesting to me how people will go and find a reason just because they have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's still Hanukkah going on right now, right? Aren't all of them running neck and neck right now? So, yeah, that's good. I mean, it's not bad. I remember going to, like, some of the Hanukkah events. They were fun, Like, and if anything, like, yeah, I might not be in the club entirely, but I didn't mind going ahead and, showing some support and, enjoying what they do. Of course, I couldn't be there the whole 8 days. I had to be there just that one day. But you get what I'm saying, If anything else, like, yeah, find a way to celebrate. Or you could just wait until the new year and, really get down then. You know what I mean? Some of y'all like to splurge on all sorts of alcoholic beverages and just have a good time being classy with it, It's there. Why not? See, I'm not a drinker, so at the end of the day, I'm there pretty much filming everybody, because it's not just a story, it's evidence, Just get all of everybody's business and just be like, nah, I'm just kidding. But if anything, I just want to have some fun during that night, and I don't mind filming everything and, seeing what's interesting and all that stuff, because, it's the end of the year. As I said before, like, I just remember those good moments. I also remember doing Year's End for you guys, which was a J360 Jam special, if we can. Usually it revolves around the schedule, but there is I don't think there's going to be a Jams episode per se this coming week. I mean, because I don't think I have enough music videos for it, but if you guys are open to sending your music videos, there's still plenty of time. And I'll go ahead and I'll throw, like, the Jams rules at you again so you know exactly what to go through sending the process. You only need one video, and I would have needed it by the 19th, but here's how we're going to do this then. Let's see, what does next Sunday look like? Or next Tuesday? Actually, if you guys can get those music videos in by the 27th at, let's say, 5 p.m. Eastern, then we might have something. So, if we're going to do this Christmassy, and we're going to go ahead, well, not Christmassy, if we're going to do this New Year style, you know what I mean, then we can use J360 Jams TV 5 to go ahead and do that. That would be pretty good for the New Year special. Up to y'all on how you want to do it. I should have, like, a poll up, but you know what? If you listen to this show, you already know. So that's just how that goes. Oh, and speaking of which, people are wondering about what tomorrow's one-shot is going to be like. Tomorrow's one-shot is going to be very interesting. It's going to be similar to what we got going on right now, but you guys get to call in and talk to me about things. Or you could go ahead and, like, say season's greetings. It's up to all of you on how you want to go about it. But remember, that number is 240-903-1634, okay? And another thing is, since we're live doing this thing, keep it clean, damn it. All right? Yeah, because I was actually thinking about that. It's the end of the year, guys. We got to celebrate this stuff. I mean, we made it. If you're still alive, I'm still alive, and somehow that's possible. But we made it, That's something to be proud of. You know what I mean? And then, like, yeah, all about greatness at this point. But, hey, I can't go ahead and keep on, preaching about, like, how good we got it, because I got some other stuff to tell you. Might as well get into it, because it's been floating around as of late. Twitter. It's just a damn website, man. You know what I mean? It's just a website. It's amazing to see how many people go crazy about Twitter, or they go ahead and say, Musk doesn't know what he's doing. That man's been doing some good trolling as of late. I gotta admit, I have not laughed that hard in a long time. You get what I'm saying? Like, every time I'm looking at this stuff, and then I'm looking at the way some of y'all are reacting, and I'm just falling out. I'm for real. Because, like, a long time ago, Twitter didn't mean anything to me, and you know what? Much like how today can be tomorrow, and tomorrow can be, like, you know, next week and all, I still don't give a damn. You know what I mean? I was never in the running to be... I was never in the running to be verified. You know what I mean? But the fact that I can be verified at any time is funny, too. And then, like, you know, the other funny thing is that people are freaking out going to things like Hive and Mastodon. I think I have a buddy out there that was sitting there talking about, like, they don't know anything about Hive or Mastodon. And I just got verified. And I'm like, shut up, Anderson. Nobody cares. I mean, at that moment, you could say I probably gave 3/4 of an F, but I only did that because I wanted to tell Anderson to shut up. He's a good friend of mine. Don't get it twisted. But at the same time, I'm like, you know, I can understand. Yeah, you got that blue ruby that don't mean anything. You know, or the blue check in this case. It's funny because, like, you ever read that book, The Sneetches, growing up? That's pretty much what's going on at Twitter. After a while, you know, the star on... They acted a fool because of a star on their stomach. People in the modern times are acting foolish because of a check next to their name. And before you say, Jay, but you're a brand, you should know better. It's like, yeah. Company and brand, I know. But the thing is that guess what? I worked really hard and I managed to get a lot of views and not to mention growth and all sorts of cool things without the damn blue check. You see what I'm saying? Like, well, it's cool to earn it. At the same time, I'm not worried about it. It's kind of like getting a silver or gold button from YouTube, which it's well within reach, but it's like, you know, once again, you know what I mean? It's not a heavy priority. A heavy priority right now, because I'm already working on monetization all the time, is to go ahead and get to you guys, to go ahead and expand that growth, that reach, something for pure enjoyment. And the truth is yeah, it can be frustrating from time to time, but then you sit there for a little bit and you're like, hey, guess what? I went through this and I made it. You know what I mean? It's like climbing a mountain sometimes. It's just something that you gotta do. Just like me going for my goal in the end of all things. I gotta see it to the end. Otherwise, it's for nothing. You know? People forget about the journey. I mean, like, but then again, you know what? There's a beauty of those blue checks. There's a beauty of those accolades. And this is the beauty of it. And I'm going to tell you this right now, okay? So listen close. People get lazy then. Oh, yeah. Think about it. As soon as you get your first gold button, as soon as you get like that, hey, guess what? We broke like such and such amount of people. Yeah, we're doing it. Yeah. That fool will get lazy by the end of it all. And then at the end of the day, it's like, I'm phoning it in. Oh, man, I'm trying here. Yeah. But you see, for those of us that don't have that, we're still hungry. We're still on the hunt. And the truth is, you got to stay hungry. You got to be about this stuff or not. And I mean for the good, the bad, and the WTFs. You got to be there for it. That is the way of going about things. Shoot, I am enough. I don't really care about any of that stuff anymore. The only thing I care about is the impact I leave and where I'm going to be at. And trust me, it ain't going to be sitting over here begging and looking for a handout or looking for somebody to give me my first shot. At the end of the day, you know, it's much like some parties I don't go to. And then at the end of the day, I'm not worried about going to parties because I'm busy throwing them. And then there's times where I'm not worried about sitting at your damn table. I'm building my own table. You see? So it's all about that mindset, and trust me, I play to my position. I'm playing to win. And the funny part about it is many times people are afraid of the road I take. Sure, they'll go ahead and they'll start an OnlyFans. They'll go over there and they'll get attention for other things. But you know, when age is apparent, you know, and after a while people just don't really care about that stuff anymore. Or then when things start to dry up, then you're going to be looking over at my stream on things. And at that point, I probably done did everything. So, yeah. Know what I mean? The ultimate revenge. Y'all are fools. You know what I mean? But not y'all as in the J360 Legion. Y'all are great. But I'm talking about society y'all. You know? The ones that sit there gotta complain and gripe about everything. Which, by the way, leads to another thing. AI art. Some of y'all are guilty of using AI art. I've used AI art before, and let me just tell you this. Relatively easy, isn't it? Stupid easy to use it, but let me just say this, though. You know what? Once again, it's one of those pieces of new technology that we are not mature enough or responsible enough to be using. And the thing about that is because there's ramifications behind it. Like, yeah, I used it, but I also realized that there are people that are going to overindulge into it. And you see, I only used it one time because I realized, hey, you can put all that stuff that you want in little boxes and it'll generate for you. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? This is not like me taking all of my stuff and writing it or actually scribbling it out, actually doing the things I need to because of my passion that was in it. That could be like me being lethargic and just saying, oh yeah, I just want rainbows and a T-Rex. You know what I'm saying? And then like it'll generate and put that together, but it's nowhere near as fun as like how I would do it. You see, because it's about control and that's about taking the time to make that stuff. Now, a lot of people argue saying that it allows me to express myself in a better way. Yeah, you could do that by just learning to draw, but you know you're not going to because that's effort, right? Or you're so insecure about your ability to draw that you say that you can't. So as you say that you can't, you won't. And the same can apply to making music. The same can apply to a lot of things. Did you know that there was actually an AI rapper out there nowadays that's actually utilizing different lyrics from various artists to actually rap? You know? That's a problem. Anytime when you overindulge in a piece of tech, you're already hurting yourself. It's just like why, you know, hey, guess what? If you're really good at a certain aspect of, let's say, Adobe Creative Suite, then you need to go ahead and learn all the other applications in Adobe Creative Suite. That way so you know workflow. Or like say like if you are really, really good at like Microsoft Suite, you know what I mean? Because it's office work at best, but still you would want to know all the ways of like how things are. You don't want to half yourself. That's the whole thing. That's my piece of advice to you on that. But as for like AI art in itself, no, I don't care for it. You know what I mean? I only used it that one time, and I'm telling you this. I said this on Jams, like, hey, you know, but always looking at like other ways to utilize things. Don't overindulge in it. For real, don't do it. Because some of these companies like Lensa or Jasper, all that kind of stuff where you can access an AI and use it, or like some of them little free ones out there. Yeah, see, the thing about it is, we can make whatever technology we want, but we gotta have the responsibility on like where this goes, especially if it falls in the wrong hands. There are people that are a lot more ruthless than you and me. There are people out there with no morals at all, and then they're gonna go ahead and they use this thing, but not only are they using it to create whatever their art is, they're also stealing from other artists out there without them knowing it, reselling it, and getting that profit margin from a lot of artists out here that have probably worked on that stuff tirelessly because they had a vision and they had a dream, and an AI comes in and takes it away from them. You know, not to mention like a lot more infringing and a lot more of like NFTs in itself was already dangerous ground, and now this out here, it makes it even worse because there are artists out here that want to share their work, that want to work and get all that stuff out here, but nobody wants to be a starving artist. No real person does. Like, you know, as I work on my stuff, yeah, I'm for profit. There is nothing in this whole company here that I'm making that says non-profit. If you even think that, you can kiss my ass. Okay? Don't even think a fraction of that. Because that's stupid. I am definitely for profit. I've done free work before. That's why it's called college. But I'm not doing free work. Not at this point in the game. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you're going to have to pay for certain things. You have to be legitimate about it. And like I said, people are always scrupulous, always in the background, doing stuff that you'll never see. And the thing is, as soon as you see that stuff, get ready for it. Because here's the thing, here come litigation. But you see, like right now, it's innocent, it's new, right? To a point. But I guarantee if you go ahead and you infringe, like say like Disney, right? You go ahead and take a little bit of Mickey Mouse up in there and see if Disney don't come for your ass. If there are things that Disney will protect, they will protect them 3 circles, man. And the truth is, they'll come knocking on your door. They got lawyers for lawyers. Run right through there and go ahead and rip your ass a new one. Oh yeah, you got AI art of Spider-Man, right? Yeah, you better not show it on the internet like anything. Oh, here they come. You know, it's just like, much like anything else, it's dangerous territory because it's not regulated like anything. That's why at the same time, you got to be mindful. Just because you got the new stuff doesn't mean that you should use it. You should question everything. But once again, you don't think about that stuff unless it happens to you. All right? Remember, like, whenever, like, people go ahead about their Lensa, and then there was another one called, what was it? Pixel or something like that. There was, like, lots of different photo apps at one time because people didn't want to take the time to use Photoshop. And then Photoshop was like, oh, maybe we need to go ahead and get up into this app stuff too. So, like, they have an app that you can use, but people don't want to go ahead in there and do the extra work. They want to go ahead and get it quick, get it now, get it out there. And once again, that's why, like, when that summons comes along your way, don't be surprised and see who it's signed by because, hey, you wanted to make AI art, didn't you? You didn't give a damn about the artist until, like, the artist decided to sue. And it sucks, too, man, because, like, after a while, it's like, you know, a long time ago, you could share your art and have a good time. Like, a long time ago, you could actually put, like, one picture up and you could get, like, a nice following on Instagram. You could share, like, videos on Instagram without it being, like, in a reel format or anything because they want to compete with TikTok. So, a long time ago, it used to be a lot easier and a lot more fun. Nowadays, it's just, you know, what a way to ruin things. But, you know, a lot of y'all disagree with me, and that's your business. But like I said, if you were all up in here and you knew exactly what was going on, and if you were the one that was, like, creating, and then seeing things get ripped off into derivative works, or pretty much the plot of the Chip and Dale's movie, yeah. And the bootleg forums and all that stuff, it's a damn shame. Because now, like I say, you know, people that won't even take the time to discipline and learn the skill set so that they can go ahead and make decent music or they can make decent art. Like, I got my animation stuff right here, you know what I mean? Like, where I take the time to just draw. Because if you think about it, and I mean really, really think about it, you can do a drawing. Because, see, drawing is nothing but shapes. It's shapes, damn it. Remember kindergarten? Remember when you would have shapes and you could draw them or you could identify them? That was drawing. That is art. That's how that works. It's the same thing for, like, if you're reading a book, like, See Dick Run. Yeah, right. That's terrible. But the point is, it's like, it's actually See Spot Run, but you know what I mean. Sentence structure right there, because in a way it could help those that want to write something learn to write a book, like reading those Clifford books, for instance. You know, it's just like, and now you got AI that can write for you. Oh yeah, you don't need a copywriter, you can use AI for it. You know, and the funny thing about it is that this stuff is developed by people that are just as flawed as you and me, and you think that this is going to be perfection from here on out, right? It's not. And then once we realize this kind of stuff here, you're going to find something else to run to. It's kind of like, you know, the way TVs change every so often. Or the way, like, computer graphics change every so often and all that, right? You're not going to give a damn about this after a while. Especially if, like, you know, ramifications come in. But, like, here's the thing. Wait until a big-ass lawsuit happens. Just wait. Because if there's always one thing, the shoe will drop. All right? And I'm not trying to say this for those of you to not do the whole thing. I'm saying this, just be aware. And be careful about some of this stuff. Just because it's easy use doesn't mean that you should use it. I will not use AI art ever again after that first one. And then in support of my fellow artists out there, I'm never ever going to use it again. Because you know what? It's not nowhere near as fulfilling and fun as you think it is. A push-button result, yeah. Terrible. But yeah, you know where I stand on the whole stuff, so no to AI art as far as J360 production is concerned. It might be a lot different from, like, Marco's side of the company, and it might be a lot different from, like, well, you know what I'm saying. Like, you know, Marco's company might look at it a little bit differently than I do. But then there's a whole thing about, like, anything nowadays. But I'm sure he'll probably say, like, no to AI art. I'll have to ask him sometime on Soda. Which, by the way, I hope you guys are enjoying Soda. Shout out to my Soda heads out there. It's a great show. Trust me. Just like Hangouts is coming back in a big way, too. And then, of course, you have Project Conference, which I want to go ahead and remind you all. Go ahead and start getting your dates in now. Please do not go for Friday the 13th. It stopped being funny yesterday. So just stop. Okay? You got a whole year. Don't shoehorn yourself in one date. Please. It's just cut it out, right? It's not like I'm stressed out about it, but at the same time, I just look at it and I'm like, woo, y'all need better things to do. Oh, and speaking of Jams 59, Jams 59's submission deadlines is tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, okay? The playlist is looking pretty good right now, but at the same time, I still have room for a few more. So it's like, hey, bring it. If you got to submit, bring it. Okay? But all in all, though, guys, I got to admit, like, it's been pretty fun doing this stuff. It's been fun looking back over things. It's been fun, like, thinking about, like, you know, where we started and how we are right now. And, like, I'm just looking forward to the new year. But first things first, I'm going to go ahead and chug some eggnog. Sorry if I slurped on the mic, but the truth is that, like, well, that's none of your damn business. Speaking of which, yeah, I just got to say, like, it's been a fun ride, guys. And, like, truth be told, I'm really, really happy that we made it, you know? I'm really happy that we got a lot of opportunity for cooler things. And, like, I'm not going to stop going for me. And I'm not going to stop building this brand. And I'm not going to stop making great art that you all can enjoy. And leaving a great impact for those of you. Especially those of you that somehow look up to me, and I'm like, I'm not a role model, though. But I am, so I better go ahead and get used to it. See what I'm saying? But, hey, if I don't see you guys around, like, you know, the one shot tomorrow or jams on Friday, have a happy holiday, okay? You know? And then, like, when I'll be back the week of year's end, well, we're really going to lose. We're really going to have some fun then, because you know what? Just go as wild as we need to go at that point. But thank you for listening to
J360 Radio.
And we'll be back next time, okay? This is J-Matt signing off. Peace.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.